listeners to the greatest podcast in the whole wide world, hosted by yours truly, Tyler Hale. This is the Bookworm, where I tell you all about fictional books that you should read. Today's book is called Crab. I'm going to cover a few topics about it today that I really liked. Basically, like the lessons that our main character learned throughout the book and the overall goal, what types of conflict were in the book, and if those conflicts were internal or external, and who is telling the story. I'm going to give you all of this information with little to no spoilers so you can go read it after you finish my podcast. Now, folks, without further ado, let's get started. The first topic we're going to cover today is all of the lessons that the main character learned throughout the story and the overall goal that he achieved by the end of the book. At the start, Crab takes all of us readers through a day in his life while also showing us some other very important events that he goes through in a week. We begin to learn that he had a really tough childhood growing up, and that is the main pushing factor into making him want to leave home. When he was in the forest, he was giving so much thought into turning back and going home, but never ended up doing it because he is determined and wanted to stick to his plan and live in the forest forever. But after getting back into civilization and living a normal life again, he ended up realizing that instead of running away from all his problems, he should face them head on and quit pushing them away and keeping them inside for another day when he might not be prepared to take them. That's all for the first part. Let's have a quick music break and wait for the next segment. In Crab, we don't get exposed to that many characters, but the ones we do get exposed to, we get a really good understanding of who they are. There are quite a few types of conflicts in the story, so we're just going to go over a few of them right now. The first type of conflict is person versus self. Crab is constantly in a mental battle with himself throughout the entire book, convincing himself that no one likes him back in civilization and that he should leave home and live in the forest forever. He constantly questions every decision he makes and triple guesses himself for everything when he's in the forest. Another conflict is person versus person. When Crab and Mary are getting chased by these hunters who would like to do unspeakable things to Mary, they must escape and run away as fast as possible without getting caught. The last conflict is person versus nature. Crab's suffered many tragedies to weather, like losing a finger in a blizzard and getting all of his survival gear destroyed by water damage, and he even fell off of a waterfall. As you can tell, there are very many risks of living in a forest, so I wouldn't recommend it. For my final point here, I'm going to tell you who is telling the story and from what point of view the story is being told from. Crab wrote a journal about his entire journey through the forest, and since he's telling the story himself, it's first person. He wrote this journal when he got back from the forest after getting rescued. He's writing it while he's inside of an institution authorities put him in until he got better mentally. Once he finally got better, he could go back into the world and live a regular life again like he should have been. After he got out, he told us a little more about his life, how he realized he was wrong about his parents hating him, and realized they truly did love him. After such a long and detailed story, this podcast sadly has to come to an end. There will be more of these in the near future, so make sure you stay tuned for more episodes, and I hope you enjoyed my podcast on this amazing book, Crab. and I really hope you decide to read the book yourself so you can enjoy it as much as I did. I'll see you all in the next episode. This is your lovely host, Tyler, signing out.